This is the potty training or litter box training of 3-week-old kittens. This is hopefully the very first time we are seeing my little 3-week-old litter use the litter box. Now these kittens have been critically ill. I've had them since they were just a couple days old, a few days old. I think they were 4 or 6 days old when I got them. And we've lost 5 out of this litter. These are the only 2 surviving ones. They have had a necrotic skin infection. So I'm posting other videos about that, how we've been dealing with that and treating that. But part of it has been that I have not wanted them. Oh yes, she did it, yay! That is Sansa. She's about 11 ounces now. So let me show her how to bury it. Your paw, there you go. Okay, so I did not want them getting their paws in anything with germs and bacteria because this necrosis seemed to start around their toes and toenails. So I have actually just been stimulating them to go potty for this entire time. And by 3 weeks old now, I'm getting a little tired of it. And they also have been on antibiotics, oral antibiotics of one kind or another for over 14 days. So I'm realizing this might actually be a really smart time to get them litter trained early while there's still some antibiotics in their system, because I'm cautiously optimistic that I've saved them and they're gonna make it. So if that's the case, litter training them early while there's antibiotics in their system is really smart to help prevent infection starting again from their toes. And obviously I'm gonna have to keep the litter box really clean, which is why this is an exception to my normal rule of using the great big pellets. And I'm using clumping litter with them because it's so much easier to scoop the waste out of the litter. Whereas the big pellets just get mushy and you can't really separate out the bacteria-laden waste, and it's just not hygienic at all. So this is gonna be easier for me to use with this particular litter and smarter. I'm just gonna have to be really, really careful about keeping it as clean as possible. So for anybody else thinking about trying to litter train this early, I do it all the time. It's actually very possible. A lot of people will say you can't litter train until they're on solids or until they're at least 6 weeks. And I have found that's not the case. If they don't have a mama to help them take care of their bathroom needs and you need it done earlier to stop all the messes, it's not that hard at all. You need to get a setup where you can put their sleeping cage or box really close to a litter box and a play area. I'm lucky that I have a vanity in my bathroom that I don't really use. I don't have a chair I push up to it or anything, so I take that knee hole for this litter and I squeezed everything in here. I laid down some of the waterproof pads under everything. This is one of those wool caves that they just love. This is their little play dome, their safe spot, their snuggle spot. They don't sleep in here all night, and this is not somewhere that I like them when there's a chance they have to go to the bathroom. So I just put a few things, the comfort items in here, like my pacifier, substitute mama, and a couple toys and the rabbit skin little blanket, the rabbit skin fur for them. So this is for when they're playful and they've already gone to the bathroom and they've already eaten. So I like to keep it right there to sort of block them in this little play area as well, just because once I know they're not contagious anymore and the other cats are healthy. I have 2 litters right now. I have an older litter here too, and I want them to all get socialized to each other. So this gives them a little bit of a buffer before the other cats are coming around. If they decide they're not feeling like socializing or the other cats are really roughhousing, they can run and hide before the other cats get back there. This is their sleeping travel crate. Obviously it has a couple different access points and doors on it, and I close them at night or when I'm leaving the room and lock them inside if I'm worried about the other cats playing soccer with them being the soccer balls or anything like that. Now that I'm starting litter box training, that's Sansa. some of the changes that I've made. I used to have their substitute mama over there. Now I've left it plain and bare. They're sleeping about 6 hours through the night now. So if they do have to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night while I have them inside the cage, then that's the area I'm hoping they'll pick to do it. We've been litter box training for about 3 days now though, and there have been 0 accidents. They hold it for 6 hours. And then their bedding is right here. They get this one little fluffy bowl to sleep in with a blanket. So both of those things are easy to wash every day if I have to, if they have any accidents there. So that's what I do for overnight. After 6 hours, I get up, I promptly remove them from here. I put them right into the litter box before I bottle feed them. And then if they don't go potty, I bottle feed them as much as they'll take. And then that will usually force them to have to go potty, and I immediately pop them back in the litter box. While I'm actually bottle feeding, I squeeze up as close to this area as I can get. They're in their dome. I take their dome out of my way, and then I squeeze up here nice and close. And while I'm holding one and bottle feeding one, and the other one's done and starts sniffing around, I pick that other one up and I drop them right in the box, just repeatedly over and over, and I switch them off because they like to be topped off when I'm bottle feeding. So every time I switch them, whoever's not currently eating, in the box, just over and over the whole time I'm sitting here taking care of them, and they get the message. The more you feed them, they will have to go to the bathroom. It's inevitable. So it's just about timing and consistency. The more you keep popping them in there, and maybe do what I just did when I showed her how to bury it, and take her little legs and make her dig a hole, you will stimulate that instinct to dig a hole and go to the bathroom. And I promise you, they will catch on and they will end up going to the bathroom for you, even this young. I think Arya's about to go now. This will actually be her very first time. She is the runt in the litter that's left. She's the smallest one. She's a little bit behind, and she's the one that was the most critically ill. So she's a little behind her sister on reaching a lot of these milestones. But I just finished feeding them up. I really made sure they were completely filled up with milk. And so she's very full, so she should really have to go. And one of the signs you can tell is they will cry a little bit like they're in distress. It'll be a lower pitched, more guttural cry. So when you hear them crying like that, that's a sign they might have to go. And I always have a little tiny baby washcloth handy. You're always gonna get one who eats the litter. And I don't understand it because she's not eating any kind of solids yet. They're only bottle fed with KMR. But they just instinct where they just start chewing and munching the litter. So right now, oh, I think she's going. Right now, when they're this young and tiny and inexperienced with litter at all, I definitely sit here the whole time. I don't leave them unattended. And this litter has been so ill that I've had them in my bedroom anyway, my bathroom area, which is right off my bedroom. And I've been taking care of them around the clock every 2 hours until just the last few days. So it is an intensive relationship, and it does require you being around them almost constantly. But if you're fostering bottle babies, you're doing that anyway. So this is just gonna make it easier on you in the long run to get them litter trained this early. So like I was saying, I keep the wash rag handy, and when you get one who munches the litter, I just wipe their mouth off. I open their little mouth up and I wipe the tongue and roof of the mouth, get that litter out of there. If you're using clumping litter, which I usually do not, but I already explained in this case. Oh my gosh, she did it. She went pee a lot. Wonderful, bury it. Oh, so good. And I just wipe the litter out of their mouth like repeatedly as many times as it takes. And then if they're scrambling around the box, still trying to decide if they even want to go, I just take a finger and put it gently under the chin every time they drop their head down to the litter, and I just keep pulling their head up gently, like redirecting them away from even getting their mouth close to the litter. and they seem to catch on eventually. For some reason, this one seems to do it when she's really got to go and she's just agitated that, how do I do it? Where do I do it? And then she starts biting at the litter. But until just now, she never finished the act and actually went potty in the box. So I call that real progress. Now I think her sister will give her a good thrashing for taking so long to get the job done.